Welcome back to Your Need to Know. I'm your host, Catherine Reed, and today we're talking with ComputerCORE, which is an organization that does workforce development through computer training. And joining me in this segment is Evelyn Woodard, who is both a graduate of ComputerCORE and is now a volunteer instructor. Thank you for being here, Evelyn.
Thank you so much for having me.
So tell us a little bit about how you found ComputerCORE, what made you decide to invest your time in going through the program, and how that has impacted you and influenced your decision to then become an instructor.
Well, I always knew that I wanted to go back to school. I am a high school graduate, and I decided that I wanted to start last year, but I knew that I had to have some computer skills, and my computer skills were very basic. So I was talking to my brother one night, and I said, I need to go back to school, but I'm scared to go to college because I don't have computer skills. So he actually was a volunteer for ComputerCORE, I believe 2 years.
Wow.
And he said to me, I'll send you all the information, you need to call them, and he gave me, he told me basically what I needed to do. So I called, and immediately I fell in love with the program. And I knew it was going to be hard because I work full time. So I decided that I would I went to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 10, and I got off at 6 o'clock. So basically I had to go home, change, eat something, and go to school.
But how many weeks? So that's 2 nights a week for how many weeks?
It was, I want to say 18 weeks.
18 weeks, that was the 18-week program?
Yeah.
So that's a big commitment.
Yes, it is a big commitment. It's hard work, it's tiring, but I knew that I wanted to do this to get to my goal. So when I started with ComputerCORE, it was very overwhelming. I remember my first day looking at the computer and opening up Word, and I was overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do.
Or where to start, and it looks unfamiliar, right?
Very. So my classmate, the person that sat next to me, we looked at each other and we were like, oh, we can do this. We're going to take it one step at a time. We can do this. And that's how I started. And throughout the weeks, like I said, it was very hard, but I learned a lot. Not only did I learn how to type, because I used to type 14 words per minute. Right. And then my instructor taught me how to type. I know how to type now. I know how to do so many things on Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And my decision to go back as an instructor is because I feel so passionate about this program, because I learned a lot. And I see the people that are there is so, like right now when I'm being an instructor, people are having such a hard time with it, and I just tell them just stick with it. Just one day at a time, and I help them out, and they believe in me because I tell them, I used to be here, I used to be in your shoes. And then when I tell them my story, they believe in me, and when I show them, what I've learned, it just gets them motivated to keep going.
I'm sure that is a very compelling story. First of all, that you were working full time, that you made this commitment for 18 weeks, that you went from being intimidated to now being an instructor in their class. That's a long way to come.
It is.
And I'm sure that is very inspiring for people to think, she used to sit here and she was scared, and now she's at the front of the room telling me I shouldn't be scared.
Yes. There were some nights that I just shook my head, and I just kept telling myself, I don't know how I'm going to learn this. I don't know. It was so foreign. Everything was just so foreign to me, and little by little, I learned it. I learned it, and now this is what I'm telling the students. Don't give up. You can do this. You can get a better job, because everywhere you go, you need computer skills nowadays. I was looking for a new job on the internet, and I was actually on Craigslist, and every single posting, I want to say 99% of the postings, they want you to know computer. They want you to have skills.
Especially things like Excel or Microsoft Word, what people consider basic computer literacy, really.
Yes.
But accomplishing that, graduating, actually does give you a certain amount of confidence to then go on and take other important steps, like looking for another job.
Yes, and that's actually what I did. I think I was in class. think I was in ComputerCORE for maybe a month when I decided that I wanted to look for a new job. So one of my instructors, the career development instructor, she helped me with my resume. She looked at my resume, she told me what I needed to change, what I needed to add, and that motivated me to get a new job, because the past job that I was at, I wasn't very happy with it. So what I did is I got my resume ready and I started sending it out to different companies, and I want to say within one day I got a call and I went to an interview and I got the job.
See, that's amazing how confidence in one area spills over, and suddenly the thing that you had been reluctant to do, you did, and it was like boom, and it worked.
And it was all because of her. She helped me. She gave me that confidence. She told me, you can do this. You want a better job, you can do this, you know. So I got the job, and I immediately told my new boss, I said to her, I need to be out of work early on Tuesdays and Thursdays because I'm taking this class. And she said, okay. She asked me what it was about, and I explained it to her, and then she said, okay, great, no problem, you can do that. You know, once I finished the class, I came back to her and I said, look, I finished my class. And I showed her my certificate, and she was very, very proud of me. And then 2 days later, she came back to me and she sat me down and she said, I'm really proud of you. I feel like you're a great asset to my company. And she gave me a raise.
How about that?
Yeah.
You know, you are exactly the kind of employee that every business is looking for, and that is a self-motivated, committed person who sets a goal and achieves it, and it benefited not only you, but it benefited your employer too.
Yes.
So what a wonderful thing that your employer actually recognized that in a substantive way with a raise.
Yes.
That is
yes,
a fantastic story.
Mm-hmm.
That should give everybody confidence that's in your classes too.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about who some of the typical students are in your classes. I mean, you know, do you see similarities about who is coming to the classes?
Yes, I do. Actually, I see a lot of people with like so much potential, great skills. Like some of the people that are in there, they've have degrees in their countries, and then they come to here, you know, for a better life, and they just want to learn. They know that they need this computer skills, and they even tell me, they say, I need to learn this so I can get a better job, you know. And I sit there and I talk to them, and they talk to the instructor as well, and then, you know, we help them. These are really good people with great potential.
And that's good to know too. The fact that there are so many motivated people out there who just need encouragement and need resources. What about things like the cost? Is that prohibitive for people? I mean, as far as the ComputerCORE training, you know, are there scholarships? Is there financial aid? How do people manage that financial commitment?
Not quite sure how that works. I know that they have grants that people can apply for, and they'll help them out with books, with computers, with anything that they need. I know that they have that.
So people can apply. So not just applying for the class itself, but you can say, I need a little bit of help, and there are resources.
Right. There are resources. I know that they can get laptops. I know I got a laptop for a very low cost, and it helped me tremendously because I did not own a laptop prior to this class. And I got a laptop, and with that, I used to do work at home. Right. So I did homework, I did everything that I needed to do at home, and I still use that laptop as of right now.
That's fantastic. Yes. And I know you've got a lot of different locations too. Lynn was saying that you have the ability to actually take your classes to on-site to other people. And so, you know, that intrigues me as well, because you'll need more instructors in order to do that. And it looks like a lot of you as a graduate came back as a volunteer instructor. And I'm also intrigued by the fact that graduates are the ones who refer people.
Yes.
So your brother, who was an instructor, referred you.
Yes. And I've talked to, and a lot of my friends ask me, or friends of friends ask me, because I always talk about ComputerCORE. I learned this, I learned that, I'm now doing this. So a lot of my friends have asked me, well, how did you get in there? And I get the flyers and I give it to them. And I know there was one, I think she enrolled. I'm not sure what site she's in, but I know she's in one of the sites right now. So it's, yeah, like they said, it's from past students. That's how we get other students coming in.
And so all of these resources or information is available on www.computercore.org.
Yes.
.org. And so if people are interested in the information or want to print out information to share with somebody else, that would be the best way to go about it, yes?
You can look it up online as well. That's what I did too, just to learn more. My brother sent me a flyer, but I also looked it up online and I read more about it, and it gives you all the information from there.
So how you go forward.
Yes.
And as far as ages, does the age ranges, or typically do you have very young people, do you have older people, everything in between?
Well, in my class it was mostly, I know there were people younger than me and older than me, so it's all ages, people
Right.
that just want to learn about computers, about programs.
So you're never too old to go back and get these skills.
Right, yes.
And the fact that people are from such a diverse background, you know, how does that work out in the classroom when everybody is speaking other languages as their primary language and English is their second language? Is that a barrier at all, or does everybody figure it out?
No, we figure it out. We all understand each other. There's sometimes, you know, we have to be patient with other students, but it's fine. It works out, you know.
Because computers actually are a universal language, which is
Yes.
one of the reasons that you need to learn the skill set, is because computers have no language.
Right.
You just have to learn the steps. You know, and I do think it's interesting that you've got people with varied backgrounds. Some people who are highly educated in their own countries coming here and lack this fundamental piece, this missing piece to take that next step into another job. And so when people have completed the course, I know that you said that you had an instructor who helped you with your resume. There are other things. I was a volunteer who helped with job interview role playing. Do you have other kinds of volunteers that do other things like that?
That come into the program?
Right.
Yes, they do. We have volunteers that come in and do like an interview to help people, you know, interview for jobs. So they do that as well, which is very helpful for a lot of us. I know it was for me as well as from my past classmates.
Right. And it was just your instructor who helped you with your resume, but I'm assuming there are probably a lot of people who are willing to do that.
Oh,
for
yes.
people who are like, I'm looking for a job now.
And also, I want to say that if there's something that we don't understand during class, we can also come on Saturdays. There's volunteers that come in on Saturdays from 10 to 12, and they will sit there with you and they will help you. So we also have that as well.
So that's like Saturday tutoring then for the classes?
Yes, that's basically what it is.
And is that at a specific location or at all locations?
It's at the Bailey's. The one I used to go to is the Bailey's Crossroads location.
Okay.
That's where I went to for that.
That is fantastic. Tutoring. I mean, it seems like ComputerCORE has thought of everything.
Yes.
So your recommendation to people who want to volunteer or to be a student is to go to the website, I'm sure.
Yes.
But the other thing about advocacy, and you are a wonderful spokesperson, is for people to talk about it.
Yes,
you know,
talk about it.
Talk about it. And you are a wonderful spokesperson. And,
Thank you.
I'm sure if people wanted their Rotary Club or their Kiwanis Club or their Garden Club to know more about this program and how they might be able to help, they could reach out for someone who can come and speak to their club. Would
Absolutely.
that be right?
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Evelyn, for
Thank
being
you.
here. I appreciate it. This is what you need to know about ComputerCORE.